What if your lighter stopped working in the middle of the wilderness? Sounds scary, right? In survival situations, fire isn't just about comfort. It can keep you warm, cook your food, purify water, and even save your life. That's why having a reliable fire starter is one of the smartest things you can carry outdoors. In today's video, we're checking out the 5 best survival fire starters in 2026, from heavy-duty ferro rods to compact multi-tools designed for emergencies. We'll compare their features, durability, and real-world performance to help you find the right one for camping, hiking, bushcraft, or emergency preparedness. All the links are in the description below, so let's get started. Number 5. The Überleben Zünden Original Ferro Rod Fire Starter is easily one of the most premium-looking survival fire starters on the market right now. And honestly, it feels less like cheap camping gear and more like a handcrafted survival tool built to last for years. The first thing you'll notice is that beautiful hardwood handle, which instantly makes it stand out from plastic competitors. And this isn't just for looks either. The wooden grip feels warm, comfortable, and secure in your hand, especially during cold weather conditions where plastic handles can feel slippery or uncomfortable. But the real star here is the thick 3/8-inch ferro rod that throws an absolutely insane shower of sparks, reaching temperatures around 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Compared to thinner rods from cheaper brands, the spark volume here is noticeably stronger and easier to control, making it a fantastic choice for beginners who struggle to ignite tinder quickly. In wet environments, windy conditions, or freezing temperatures, the Zünden performs extremely well because the ferro rod remains completely waterproof and reliable even after being submerged. Another thing I really like is the included 6-in-1 striker tool, which adds extra survival functionality without increasing bulk. You get a scraper, ruler, hex wrench, bottle opener, and more packed into one compact piece. Compared to the bayite rod later on this list, the Überleben definitely feels more premium and ergonomic, but it also costs a bit more. So if you care about aesthetics, comfort, and long-term durability, this one is a fantastic investment. However, ultralight hikers might prefer smaller minimalist options. Overall, the Überleben Zünden is perfect for bushcrafters, survival enthusiasts, and serious campers who want a dependable fire starter that looks as good as it performs. What do you think about wooden-handled ferro rods? Are they worth the extra money, or do you prefer simple budget tools? Let me know in the comments. Number 4. The bayite 4-inch Survival Ferrocerium fire starter proves something really important. You don't need to spend a fortune to get an incredibly reliable survival tool. In fact, this might actually be one of the best value fire starters available in 2026 because it strips away all the unnecessary extras and focuses entirely on raw performance. Unlike the Überleben Zünden with its premium hardwood handle, the bayite uses a minimalist drilled design with a simple paracord grip. At first glance, that might seem basic, but once you actually use it outdoors, you realize why so many survivalists love this thing. The 3/8-inch thick ferro rod produces huge showers of hot sparks that easily ignite dry grass, cotton, bark, or magnesium shavings, even in rough weather conditions. Rain, snow, wind, it just keeps working. And because there's no bulky handle attached, it becomes incredibly lightweight and easy to pack inside small emergency kits or ultralight hiking setups. Compared to the Hkoper fire starter coming later, the bayite is more compact and portable, but the shorter rod does make it slightly less beginner-friendly because you have less striking space to work with. Still, experienced campers will probably appreciate the smaller footprint. Another advantage is durability. Since the paracord is directly attached through the rod itself, there's basically nothing to break or detach over time. That makes it feel almost indestructible. The included steel striker also performs surprisingly well considering the affordable price point. Honestly, when you compare the bayite against more expensive premium brands, the real-world fire-starting performance is shockingly close. You mainly sacrifice comfort and aesthetics rather than reliability. So if you're building a bug-out bag, emergency kit, or lightweight hiking setup on a budget, this thing is incredibly hard to beat. It's cheap, dependable, waterproof, windproof, and built for survival. Would you rather carry a premium fire starter or save money with something simple like this? Tell me your thoughts in the comments, because this debate gets surprisingly heated in the survival community. Number 3. The Hkoper 6-inch ferro rod fire starter is basically the go big or go home option on this list, and if you've ever struggled to start a fire with smaller ferro rods, this thing immediately feels easier and more confidence-inspiring. The biggest advantage here is obviously the massive 6-inch length, which gives you way more room for long, smooth strikes that generate huge continuous showers of sparks. Compared to compact models like the bayite or FERROFIRE FS384, the Hkoper feels dramatically more beginner-friendly because you're less likely to accidentally knock your tinder bundle apart while striking. That extra leverage makes a surprisingly huge difference, especially when your hands are cold, wet, or shaky. The textured handle also gives you a secure grip that feels reliable even in harsh weather conditions. In terms of spark production, this thing is an absolute monster. The thick 3/8-inch ferro rod throws powerful sparks hot enough to ignite damp tinder, dry bark, cotton balls, and magnesium shavings with very little effort. If maximum fire starting performance matters more to you than portability, this tool absolutely delivers. Now, compared to the Überleben Zünden, the Hkoper doesn't have that premium handcrafted aesthetic or wooden handle charm, but it's also more affordable while still producing equally impressive spark output. And compared to the bayite, the Hkoper sacrifices compactness for easier usability and more control. That makes it an excellent choice for beginners, car campers, emergency kits, and bushcraft enthusiasts who prioritize reliability over saving space. Another thing worth mentioning is the included multi-tool striker with ruler markings and survival functionality, which adds extra utility without complicating the design. Honestly, if someone asked me for the easiest standalone ferro rod to learn on, this would probably be one of my top recommendations, because the larger size removes a lot of the frustration beginners usually experience. It's dependable, rugged, waterproof, and designed for real survival conditions instead of looking tactical for marketing purposes. So here's the question. Would you rather carry a compact fire starter or something larger that's easier to use under pressure? Drop your answer below, because I'm genuinely curious what most people prefer. Number 2. The FERROFIRE FS384 Classic Ferro Rod Fire Starter might actually be the sweet spot between compact portability and serious survival performance, which is exactly why so many outdoor enthusiasts are choosing it over bulkier alternatives in 2026. At first glance, it looks fairly simple, a 4-inch ferro rod with a paracord grip and striker, but once you start using it, you realize how refined the overall design really is. The ferro rod itself produces extremely hot sparks exceeding 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit, and the magnesium-infused composition helps create dense, long-lasting spark showers that perform exceptionally well even during rain, snow, and windy conditions. Compared to the bayite rod, which also uses a compact paracord-focused design, the FERROFIRE stands out because of its excellent multi-edged carbon steel scraper. This striker feels noticeably more aggressive and efficient, meaning you can generate powerful sparks with less effort and fewer failed attempts. That's especially important when conditions get rough or your hands are numb from cold weather. Another feature I really like is the reflective orange paracord, which sounds minor until you accidentally drop your gear in low light and suddenly realize how useful high visibility can be. Compared to the larger Hkoper rod, the FERROFIRE is definitely more compact and travel-friendly while still delivering impressive fire-starting performance. And compared to premium wooden handle models like the Überleben Zünden, it sacrifices aesthetics but gains portability and lower weight. Honestly, this thing hits a really nice balance between performance, durability, and affordability. It's small enough for everyday carry, but still powerful enough for serious survival use. Backpackers, hikers, bushcrafters, and emergency preparedness users will all appreciate how lightweight yet dependable it feels. If you want something compact without sacrificing real-world spark production, this is easily one of the best choices on the market right now. And honestly, I think this is probably the best all-around standalone ferro rod for most people watching this video. But do you agree? Or would you rather carry something larger and more heavy-duty? Let me know in the comments. Number 1. The SHARPAL 101N6 in-1 pocket knife sharpener and survival tool takes the number 1 spot because it offers something the other products simply don't: true multi-purpose survival functionality in one tiny package. Now, technically, yes, the ferro rod itself is smaller than the standalone fire starters we've already covered, so if your only priority is maximum spark production, tools like the Hkoper or Überleben still have the advantage. But here's why the SHARPAL wins overall. It combines multiple essential survival tools into something compact enough to fit in your pocket every single day. And honestly, the best survival tool is usually the one you actually have with you when things go wrong. Along with the integrated ferro rod, you also get a carbide sharpener for restoring dull blades, a ceramic honing slot for refining edges, a fold-out diamond rod for serrated knives and hooks, plus a built-in emergency whistle. That level of versatility is seriously impressive for such a small tool. Compared to something like the Smith's Pocket Pal, the SHARPAL feels more complete and practical thanks to the additional survival-focused features. In real-world use, the sharpening system works surprisingly well, especially for quick field maintenance during camping, fishing, or hiking trips. And while the ferro rod is smaller than dedicated rods like the FERROFIRE FS384, it still performs well enough for emergency fire-starting situations when paired with proper tinder. Another thing I appreciate is the rugged build quality and rubberized grip, which makes the tool feel secure and durable despite its compact size. For bug-out bags, fishing kits, hunting packs, glove compartments, or everyday carry setups, this thing delivers incredible value because it replaces multiple separate tools at once. So while hardcore bushcrafters may still prefer a larger dedicated ferro rod, the SHARPAL 101N is probably the smartest and most versatile option for the average outdoor enthusiast. It's lightweight, practical, affordable, and genuinely useful in survival situations. And honestly, versatility matters a lot when space is limited. So what do you think? Should a survival tool focus on doing one thing perfectly or multiple things well enough? I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. So those were the 5 best survival fire starters in 2026. Each one has its own strengths. Some are better for beginners, some are ultra compact for backpacking, and others are built for serious survival situations. The most important thing is choosing a fire starter you can trust when conditions get tough. And remember, having the tool is only half the battle. Practicing how to use it matters just as much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which fire starter you would carry on your next adventure. All the links are in the description below. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next video.